So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you for coming onto the channel. So again, starting off with the match stats. So for this game we had 61% possession, 11 shots in total, versus the opposition who only had 2. So again, it was a very strong performance from our side. We were counter pressing. The way that we were playing, we didn't have many let's say human players on our team. We were just still, it was the first game of the night, but you know, I wanted to try something different on my side as well. So you know, my general size of the player and the height has always been 6'2" with 116 pounds. I've actually increased him to the max one, which is now 6'7". Again, just keeping him on the same pounds as 116. I'm just trialing it out just to see how it feels. You know, I've always liked 6'2" because the movement is just a bit more faster, and I could just position my player just because I know where I need to position him. So, you know, my positional awareness has always been very strong. So I wanted to maybe test out 6'7", maybe get a bit more headers in, you know, when I do go across for like the free kicks or corners. I did score when I was 6'7", so that's going to be on tomorrow's video, so I'm glad to share that. So that was a really good corner. So no, it was a really good performance overall, you know, 7.0 rating for myself, 5 possessions won, 1 lost, and then 100% accuracy with 1 tackle in total made. So, you know, I'm going to give this 6'7" height a chance. Because, you know, I did try it out when I was a lower level, but of course I didn't have that many perks, so it just felt so much more slower. But now, leveling up the player and hopefully maxing him out soon, I'll keep it on 6'7", just see how it goes. But yeah, let's see how this game goes. But do enjoy it. You know, the goals were all scored in the first half, but the second half was again a very strong performance for myself too. You know, the first goal was just very unfortunate, the way that the ball went in. Of course, I don't have any human players next to me. It's all AIs in the defense, so the positioning of theirs is not that great. So I'm always likely to concede whenever I have like an AI playing alongside me. But yeah, it was a lob ball in. It was way above my height, and they scored. But the second goal and the third goal from our team to win the match 2-1 was a really good goal by Khalil, who's got a really great left foot. So great player on the right wing. But yeah, and what I'll do is as well, I'll share once we do go into this Pro League side of things, like the fixed positions and how each, let's say, player works and or plays, like the play style as such. So I'll go through that in a video whenever we do go into the Pro League, which hopefully is going to be very soon. So what we're going to be talking about today is just the usual crap, plus we got the Nations League as well. Results from yesterday, very surprising results, as well as the important game today, which is Italy versus Germany. But just a quick one, what I wanted to talk about was, like, it was a funny walk I had with the dog yesterday. So, you know, I had a video previously which I'll highlight above, where my dog ran away bloody from like this park, and it was quite a run as well. He just got scared from like another dog, and he just got spooked. I think he couldn't see where I was, and then of course he just bolted down the hill to where we live. But of course you have to cross a very busy dual carriage, so I don't know how the hell he got across unscathed. But no, I'm grateful, you know, for the people that were there, that they guided me saying where he was. So that was really nice of them. But you know, what I'm trying to do now with him is just trying to get him used to like humans again, because he's just scared, man, or nervous. I think he's nervous more that even with like some dogs. So I think he just needs to get used to let's say being comfortable again. So I've been taking him around to like some busy areas. One is like this market that we have close to London, which is Greenwich, and they've got a really busy market inside, and whenever I go in there I always give him like a little treat. So of course he gets comfortable. But then we were walking towards like the pier side of things, and there was some show going on which was really cool. So I got closer, and what the show was, it was like they're dressed up in these pirate type of costumes in the old days, and they've got this water tank in the middle, and it's an outdoor area. So you could imagine, like, there's an outdoor area, there's a crowd there, you know, overlooking this stage, which has like a box, like a glass box, which is just full of water. So the act was where the guy goes in and he's chained up, and he's got a set time, or just generally as quickly as he can, to unlock himself and to get free. So I've seen these type of acts in like a movie, let's say for example like Now You See Me, but I've also seen it in like Britain's Got Talent and whatnot. But I've never seen it for real life, like in front of you. So I was like, whoa, this is going to be pretty cool, man, because it could either go really well, or it's good to be, you know, it could be really bad. So, you know, fortunately the guy made it, and he did a really good like act in general. The way how he done it with like this music being playing in the background. So I think that was like his timer. But no, it was like really good to see that, man. I really enjoyed it. So, no, I just wanted to share that. And yeah, again, talking about the Nations League, this is the tournament that's going to be the primary tournament for let's say the summer period, and then of course in the winter we've got the World Cup. So I'm glad that we've got some sort of football still continuing. I think it's always nice, but De Bruyne was one of the players that said, like, we don't get that many holidays. So I completely agree with him, and this is something that UEFA is just trying to do with so many different competitions that we heard of, where it was the Super Cup, for example, where they just want excessive money making opportunities with all of these type of tournaments. So I don't know, but yeah, so I think it's going to be really interesting in general. I'm saying really quite a lot, suited and sweeped, in it. But no, it's going to be interesting to see how these Nations League plan out. Of course, these teams are going to be preparing for the World Cup too, so these Nations League will be a good opportunity to see, which positions are ideal and which players are really good for like the teams itself. So, we got the Italy versus Germany match tonight, which as a German fan I'm really looking forward to. It's a case where we've always had this type of juju magic against Italy, where we hardly win against them. It's always been a bogey team for us. So with Italy not doing very well, they did lose to Brazil just like recently. This was like 3-0. I think it was the past weekend. Messi and Di Maria, they all played quite well. And Italy now are without Chiellini, who's now retired. So, the back line's going to be different. So I think it's going to be an interesting game. Germany's doing quite well. Just some statistics to share with you. Germany's last 5 games have been quite an easy run. Don't get me wrong, like with the teams that they've played. The only team that they had, which was a bit more harder, which was Netherlands, but it was a friendly game that ended 1-1. But the prior games for the World Cup qualifications, it was all wins. They did not lose with let's say the past 5 games, but again, easy teams. And then you got Italy, who did play against some tough teams. They did have like 3 losses in their 5 home games. And they've also got like just 1 win versus Belgium. But again, they are now going through a phase where they're just going to be trialing and testing different players. So, I think Bastoni will be lining up with Bonucci tonight then. And then Florenzi on the right with, of course, the best goalkeeper in the world, Donnarumma, who did, in fact, make some good saves. I was quite surprised when I did watch the highlights. So, he did make some strong saves for Italy against Argentina, but against Germany, they got the pacey side, and what I feel the lineup will be is, of course, Neuer at the back. Then you've got the likes of like Kimmich playing, Goretzka, you've got Rudiger for Chelsea, who's had a fantastic season, who's now moving over to Real Madrid. You've got like Kimmich, who's always been a very good out-to-out player. He could operate on the right side, he could operate central, but a very good playmaking as well as a defensive player. So always good to see him on the German side. You got also Müller, who's just fantastic for Germany as well as Bayern Munich. He's an old player now, but he's one of those players where he could still play at a high level, such as like Modric, for example, Benzema. He even Lewandowski within his team. So he's a good player, and I'm glad to see him back in the international scene. Of course, with Jogi Löw getting rid of quite a lot of the experience and old players, but I'm glad to see him back because he's a leader. He knows he's got that sight, and he's just one of those ones where he's always at the right place at the right time. He's a fantastic player, Müller is. So I'm glad to see him back, and hopefully he does play tonight. And then of course you got Sane as well as Werner potentially playing as well. Of course, he hasn't been playing much for Chelsea. Same with Lukaku, but Lukaku is now moving over to Inter. But Werner now is going to be like the sole striker as such. But he's coming to a couple of seasons now in the Premier League. He should be adapting, to the play style, the physicality. He has mentioned on his past interviews, the physicality in the Premier League is just absolutely much more tougher and stronger than the German league or wherever other leagues that he's played in. Of course, the play styles in different leagues is different, but the physicality that we all know of the Premier League is always shown. And we've grown up with it as well, whenever we play football when we're younger, we know how rough and tough it is, especially on a cold night in Stalkenham. But no, the Premier League's always been physically tough. German players have found it tough in previous times. Ballack done well for Chelsea, but then you got other players that did not do well. Werner being one that hasn't done well as such, but again, it's just the way that he operates. Maybe it's just he needs to maybe position himself on the left side instead of playing as a central striker. Maybe he's better as a winger, which he has played a couple of times for Leipzig previously. So no, I think it'll be really again, bloody hell. So it'll be interesting to see what it goes with Italy versus Germany, but I do feel it'll be a German win. I think it'll be tight, but I do feel it'll be like 2-0. The German lineup for the wing backs isn't going to be great, I feel. I think, you know, we've got like the likes of Hoffman as well as another guy who haven't played as many, let's say, games within Germany for the right back or the left back position. So I think they might be exploiting that, Italy. But I don't know who's going to be playing in those areas. But it'll be interesting to see the lineup, and I'm going to be watching the game. So no, I'll give my thoughts and feedback to you guys tomorrow on that. So just keep a lookout. But moving on to some results from yesterday, which I don't know if any of you guys watched any of the games, but one of them, I haven't seen the games from yesterday, okay, because I was just busy. But I wanted to watch one of the games which I was doing research for just now, which was France versus Denmark. And of course, Mr. President of PSG, Mbappe. My God, man, like this guy, I don't understand what he's doing at PSG, first of all, man. Man is like Messi when he was at Barcelona in his prime, where he had the authority to buy and just be, I don't know, he's going to be so useless now at PSG. He's going to be just over his head with a lot of things, with transfers. Morale is going to be low because they have to be licking this guy's ass every single second, because he's going to be the god of all gods that he's going to be acting as in this club. So I don't think he's going to be, you know, I think PSG is going to go downhill. But to be honest with you, they are looking at this manager after the current manager does leave. He will be leaving. But they're looking at this manager who's done well within the Farmers League. So let's see how this guy operates in the big boy European League. You know, the funding will be absolutely insane from them, but who cares? But yeah, they lost 1-2. So Denmark won, and I'm glad to see Denmark winning. You know, they've done very well against like the likes of, you know, France. They've done well against even England when I was at the game at Wembley for the Euros, and that was fantastic. You know, they lost, I can't remember, I think it was like 2-1 or something like that. But it was a very close game. Like, they did have opportunities, but no, it was a cool like atmosphere as well. But yeah, that was awesome. And you got the likes of Belgium versus Netherlands. You know, that ended up being Netherlands winning. I think Netherlands are going to be a tough team, just in general, for these Nations League as well as the World Cup. They've got a very strong side at the moment, and I think the likes of like France and Germany will be looking at, you know, trying to beat them. You know, we drew 1-1 with them just recently, so let's see how that goes. But no, I think they're doing very well, Netherlands, and it's going to be interesting to see how they could keep it up. But yeah, guys, my nose is blocking because of my allergies, but thank you so much for staying on. You know, I do appreciate you guys. Feel free to like and subscribe if you are new, and yeah, comment down below on anything that I could improve on. And those that are oldies and goldies, thank you again so much. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you later. Bye-bye.
Not a huge chunk of added time. 1 minute. Well, no danger now. And there